the drama between F1 and the FIA increases, Mercedes' main sponsors speak out on the future, and Red Bull drop hints on Max's future. Do consider subbing. Let's get into the latest F1 news. In the world of Formula One, the dynamics between the teams and their governing body, the FIA, can be quite intense. Recently, Johnny Herbert, a three-time Grand Prix winner and a current FIA steward, stepped forward to clarify some of the challenges the FIA faces. He pointed out that all teams naturally aim to steer things that favor them when it comes to regulations and rulings. However, Herbert emphasizes that enforcing these rules is no easy task for the FIA, especially when navigating the various interests of competing teams. As we look ahead to the 2025 campaign, there's significant activity surrounding the Concord Agreement, a crucial set of terms that outlines how the sport will operate in the future. This agreement will involve negotiations among the teams, the FIA, and Formula One management. The ongoing dialogue between these parties is vital, with teams and drivers frequently engaging with the FIA during regular briefings. During these interactions, rule changes and amendments are often made to address emerging concerns in the sport. Despite this level of communication, Herbert highlights the intricacies of the situation. Each team has its own unique priorities based on their standings and ambitions within the championship. While they all play the game to gain advantages, it often places the FIA in a challenging position. They become the target of criticism when decisions don't align with the team's desires. This only magnifies the difficulty of their role, as the FIA strives to remain fair and neutral in its adjudications, catering to the vast aspirations of everyone on the grid. Herbert's comments shed light on the complexities involved in managing a sport as competitive and high stakes as Formula One. The FIA's responsibility is to uphold the rules while balancing the diverse expectations from the teams. With a keen understanding of these dynamics, it's evident that the governing body is not just enforcing rules. They're also mediating in a competitive landscape where every decision can have significant implications. As Formula One continues to evolve, the interplay between teams and the FIA will remain a critical topic of discussion. It's a reminder for fans that behind the thrilling races and high-speed drama, there's a lot of negotiation and strategy at play off the track. With Edwin Herbert's insights, it's clear the roles of the teams and the FIA are as complex as the engineering marvels that compete on the circuits. The world of Formula One is not just about the cars racing on the track. It's also a battleground of rules and regulations. The FIA, tasked with overseeing this intricate sport, constantly faces the challenge of maintaining fairness among teams. They find themselves in a delicate dance, trying to balance the various interests and agendas of teams and drivers. Every season brings its set of hurdles. No matter how clear the regulations, there are always teams eager to push for changes if it means gaining an advantage. The FIA strives to be a fair arbiter, navigating through the murky waters of competition, where competing interests can sometimes overshadow the spirit of the sport. As we look ahead, there's hope that unresolved issues will settle and allow everyone a fresh start in the next season. The FIA's long-standing presence in the sport gives them the experience needed to tackle these challenges effectively. Their role is crucial for ensuring that each race remains competitive and entertaining. In a major announcement, the FIA is taking steps to become a more professional body. This change reflects a commitment to transparency, especially as new punishment guidelines have been issued for driver misconduct. Hefty fines and even suspensions can now be on the table for those who violate these new protocols, underlining the importance of discipline in the sport. In addition to governance changes, key figures from the sport, like Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris, are staying in the limelight. Norris recently had a memorable moment on team radio, reminding fans that excitement in F1 never fades. In a week packed with news, Ferrari is also making headlines, wiping the slate clean on past tensions with Hamilton, while keeping an eye on the FIA's tough stance on bans and point deductions. As the 2020-25 season approaches, anticipation builds around several questions regarding regulation changes and car designs. Teams are gearing up, and fans are left pondering how the sport will evolve in the coming years. With updates pouring in from the FIA and exciting developments from drivers and teams, it's crystal clear Formula One is a sport that thrives on speed, strategy, and the ongoing quest for excellence. Stay tuned as we continue to follow these developments and explore the stories shaping the future of this thrilling, high-octane world. Ineos has stated that, despite analyzing its sports portfolio, there are no plans to alter their relationship with Mercedes. This is great news for fans and followers of the team, as Ineos has been a crucial partner since early 2020. They started off as a principal sponsor, evolving from a technical partnership and becoming a one-third shareholder in the team at the end of the season. As you may know, the Mercedes F1 team is jointly owned by three partners: Toto Wolff, Mercedes-Benz AG, and Ineos. This solid ownership structure has played a vital role in the team's success on the track. Recent reports indicate that Ineos is not considering any changes to its sponsorship agreement or ownership stake, primarily because of the team's robust financial health and impressive valuation. In fact, sources reveal that the Mercedes F1 team is nearing a staggering worth of $4 billion. It is clear that the team has been a valuable investment for Ineos, with the ownership stake of Chairman Sir Jim Ratcliffe significantly increasing in value since his involvement. All signs point toward the team being a sound financial decision for all parties involved. Furthermore, it's essential to highlight a statement from an Ineos spokesperson who emphasized their commitment as much more than just financial partners. They are dedicated to maintaining a collaborative relationship, particularly regarding the America's Cup, an event that has seen the Mercedes team play a significant part. Now, you might be wondering why Ineos is conducting this portfolio review. According to reports, this examination stems from a division involving Sir Ben Ainslie and his Ineos Britannia sailing team ahead of the upcoming 38th America's Cup. Additionally, Ineos is looking into its investments in various sports, including cycling and football. This review showcases the importance Ineos places on evaluating its sports engagements while reinforcing its strong ties with the Mercedes F1 team. To fans, this means continuity, stability, and a shared vision of winning on the racetrack. What do you think about the ongoing partnership between Ineos and Mercedes? Could this collaboration spell success for future seasons in Formula One? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on all things Formula One. This week, the motorsport world was rocked by the news of a significant split between Sir Jim Ratcliffe, chairman of Ineos, and sailing star Ben Ainslie. Their fallout comes shortly after Ainslie's team made history by being the first British boat to contest the America's Cup in 60 years. Despite their ambitious entry, Ainslie and Ratcliffe couldn't find common ground on the team's future direction. Ratcliffe had openly indicated he did not want Ineos to be the sole sponsor of the team, underlining a shift in strategy. As the 38th America's Cup approaches, the Ineos team will continue under its current name, now led by CEO Dave Endine. The expertise of Mercedes F1 remains crucial as they support the team with their design and technology capabilities, ensuring that Ainslie's ambitions don't drift too far from the cutting-edge innovations of the motorsport giant. Beyond sailing, Ratcliffe's influence stretches into cycling, where his Ineos Grenadiers team is aggressively seeking external sponsorships. This move arises from a pressing need to alleviate the financial burden of £50 million per season that Ineos currently shoulders. The call for reduced spending isn't just confined to cycling, as Ratcliffe has also been trimming costs at his high-profile investment in Manchester United. Recent reports suggest that he is less inclined to expand further in sports, with cost-cutting measures making waves in the football community. Key changes include the dismissal of 250 non-playing staff and adverse adjustments to ambassador deals, which have not made him popular among fans and former players alike. This environment of financial prudence raises questions. Is Ratcliffe losing interest in his sporting endeavors? Or is this simply a calculated approach to ensure the sustainability of his investments without overspending? As Ineos endeavors to secure a future in both the world of Formula One and the America's Cup, only time will tell whether these strategic pivots will yield success. Stay tuned for more updates on this evolving story. and make sure you're subscribed for the latest insights from the world of motorsports and beyond. Helmut Marko, a pivotal figure in the world of Formula One, has consistently stood as a staunch supporter of Max Verstappen. He recently made an intriguing statement that has turned heads in the F1 community. According to Marko, Red Bull must ensure they are competitive throughout the upcoming 2025 season if they wish to keep Verstappen on board. Despite Verstappen being under contract until 2028, Marko emphasized the importance of performance, stating that if the new RB21 car doesn't prove competitive, there might be no reason for Max to stay with us. This candid admission sheds light on the pressures facing Red Bull as they gear up for future seasons. The 2024 season started off favorably for Red Bull, with Verstappen showcasing an impressive early lead in the drivers' standings. However, as the competition intensified, teams like McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes began to catch up, overtaking Red Bull at different points in the season. Through sheer consistency, Verstappen managed to secure his fourth consecutive Drivers' Championship 2 races before the season concluded. Yet, while the drivers shone brightly, Red Bull's performance waned, and they ultimately lost their constructors' title to McLaren. Marko acknowledged that it's crucial for Red Bull to deliver a car that can consistently compete at the front of the pack. He expressed confidence that Verstappen could go toe-to-toe with rivals if the car is competitive enough. However, he voiced his concerns that if the team fails to enhance their performance, then there truly would be no reason for Verstappen to stay with Red Bull, irrespective of his lengthy contract. In Marko's words, "We have to provide him with a car with which he is able to win under his own steam." He added that while there could be some minor gaps in performance, maybe a tenth or two slower than others, the car needs to be competitive throughout the season and on every circuit if they hope to keep Verstappen engaged and winning. Note, as fans eagerly await the developments for Red Bull and Verstappen, it's evident that the upcoming seasons hold significant implications for both parties. The pressure is on Red Bull to not only produce a competitive car, but also to uphold the loyalty of one of the best drivers in the history of Formula One. The stakes couldn't be higher as the team strives to secure their star driver's future while aiming for unprecedented success on the track. The narrative surrounding Max Verstappen's future in Formula One intensified recently, especially with comments from his father, Jos Verstappen. Jos highlighted that, "If we don't succeed, there is no reason for Max to stay with us." This candid admission indicates that the relationship with Red Bull hinges on their competitive performance. Jos doesn't hesitate to impart his thoughts on the unpredictability of F1, saying, "Anything is possible for Max." But what does that really mean? Essentially, if Red Bull struggles to remain at the forefront of racing, the door is wide open for a potential switch. Max himself mentioned that he may stay with Red Bull if he sees a path to victory, reinforcing the notion that his ambition to win races is paramount. In a related context, Helmut Marko, known for his bold predictions, has stirred discussions about Max's future in a different team come 2026. Could we see him steering for Mercedes or even Aston Martin? It certainly adds an intriguing layer to the ongoing storyline of the Verstappen saga. Now, shifting gears to the competition, there's been talk about Lewis Hamilton's status on the track. With a positive start at Ferrari, the question arises, is Hamilton losing his edge? This speculation has intensified amidst Marko's doubts regarding a renewed rivalry with Verstappen, suggesting that the dynamics in F1 are continually evolving. On another note, the FIA has introduced new swearing guidelines for 2025, sparking reactions from Max Verstappen. Graham. His high-profile altercation with the FIA in 2024 raised eyebrows, and these new rules add another layer of scrutiny for all drivers. As we dance closer to the 2025 season, what do these shifts mean for the landscape of F1? With questions arising around qualifying formats, circuit contracts, and the new regulations on the horizon, fans can't help but stay glued to their screens for every update. Don't forget to follow planetf1.com for all the breaking news in the world of Formula One and the exciting developments as we approach another thrilling racing season. The future is bright, but it's also unpredictable, just as we love it. Stay tuned Valtteri Bottas, a name synonymous with Mercedes in Formula One, has an intriguing journey that has recently caught the spotlight again. After 5 impactful seasons with the renowned team, his relationship with key backer Antti Arnio Vihuri has come under scrutiny. At 84 years old, Arnio Vihuri, a billionaire and head of the Vihuri Group, claims Bottas has severed all ties since the end of his financial backing. Arnio Vihuri maintains that his support was pivotal in getting Bottas to Mercedes, highlighting his investment of around 20 million euros in the driver's career. Yet, the businessman expresses concern about Bottas's future, stating bluntly that he believes Bottas's career may be effectively over in practical terms. This sentiment is bolstered by the fact that Arnio Vihuri's support for Bottas ceased in 2019, coinciding with the driver's rise in income after joining Mercedes. It seemed only logical to Arnio Vihuri to withdraw financial assistance when Bottas started earning over €1 million annually. He recalls this decision saying, "It didn't make sense to support a guy with that level of income." This decision, however, appears to have left a rift between the two, with Arnio Vihuri noting the total lack of contact since. Reflecting on their relationship, Arnio Vihuri wonders why Bottas has remained distant even in social settings where they could have crossed paths. "In the world we've seen each other a lot, but we haven't greeted each other," he remarked, hinting at a personal disconnect that extends beyond just financial backing. Despite these claims, Bottas is not backing down from his aspirations. After rejoining Mercedes as a reserve driver for the upcoming season, he's strategically positioning himself to make a return to the main grid for 2026. This move could potentially set him on a path toward reclaiming his place among the elite drivers in Formula One. The dynamics of the sport and the characters involved often lead to such dramatic narratives, and Bottas's story is no exception. As he navigates this challenging phase, the racing community watches closely, eager to see if he can leverage his new role at Mercedes into a full-time comeback. As the 2026 season approaches, all eyes will be on the driver market to see what unfolds. The speculation on who will secure a seat on the grid is intensifying, with Bottas included in discussions about the future of Formula One racing. How he manages this period and whether he can smooth the edges of past relationships may very well influence his trajectory moving forward. Bottas's journey reflects not only the personal ambitions of a talented driver, but also the complex web of relationships that shape careers in high-stakes motorsports. Only time will tell if he can turn this situation around and find success once more on the track. Valtteri Bottas sees his Formula One career as far from over, despite the views of his former backer. There's a sense of unfinished business for him following his exit from Sauber, but not everyone shares his optimism. His former backer bluntly stated, "My understanding is that his career is over," in practice, highlighting concerns about Bottas's experience and potential next steps. When contacted for a comment, Bottas remained unavailable. However, his legal representative hinted at a more complex narrative, emphasizing, "There are always two sides to the story." Bottas remains grateful for the solidarity of his supporters as he navigates this challenging period. Despite these hurdles, Bottas is eager to keep his options open, particularly concerning the upcoming regulation changes in Formula One for the 2026 season. He's determined to avoid spending more than a season on the sidelines. With Cadillac entering the scene and a new team principal in place, Bottas sees a potential opening. He mentioned, "Well, there's going to be 2 more seats. They need drivers, they need experience. So of course, that's very, very interesting." Bottas believes that his existing relationship with Graham Loden could work in his favor. "If anything, he's seen what I can do and bring to the team. So I see that as a possibility," he stated, expressing his hope to secure a spot in a team that could benefit from his experience. In a twist of fate, it has come to light that Bottas did indeed sign a contract for the 2025 season, which was ultimately never finalized by Sauber. This unexpected turn of events has left Bottas feeling frustrated, stating it's not fair given the circumstances surrounding his contract. As Valtteri Bottas looks to the future, the pressure builds, not just from his ambitions, but also from the competitive landscape of Formula One. He continues to assess his options and remains hopeful that the hurdles he faces can lead to new opportunities on the racetrack.